So maybe the hoops have sort of mystical or magical energy that lives out of the person who has them. That may be a very important thing to know if you're just searching about why are the hoops there or how they make them. So why haven't you asked him about that? How did he know that you had?
It was what he told me. It was a vision he saw. He saw my hoop apparently leap from my wand, even though he never saw it, and was apparently traveled towards his wand.
That's that's very interesting.
Yes, seers are very intriguing.
Well, thank you. It was a really nice conversation.
Thank
And
you,
No,
yeah.
that good.
Juan is going, come on, Ayla, let's go get something to eat. And Juan will go like, but he's really thinking like
You go with Naila, and Naila will say, "So, did you buy all of that? What he said?"
no, no, for 1 second.
I still feel like they're hiding something. Like, I want to trust them, and I know Anira and him are very good friends, but still, there's just something off about the whole thing. I think you
Anyway,
holding on to your hoops is probably a good thing.
but
I mean, Roxana
because
and Levi can do what they want, but I think you made the right call.
I really don't trust them. Everything I know about divination, it doesn't fit with the way Phillips found about our hoops. I have so much to think about. And now that I think about it, let's try and enjoy the party. The party. I'm gonna keep thinking about this.
That's true. It's almost 2000. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, crazy. Let's let's keep a watch on them. If they try to do anything fun in this party, I mean, if they really are not what they seem to be, they might try and take the hoops by force.
Well, not unless they get past me first, she says with a smile.
Uh, that's why I like you so much, Naila. Come on, let's get something to eat. I really need the energy for all of that thinking.
Can I ask you something though, Juan, real quick? Totally unrelated to what we've been talking about before.
Oh, yeah.
So, I've been talking about you a lot with my family, and
Yeah.
they were asking if there was a opportunity for them to meet you sometime in the near future.
Whoa, that's that's a pretty big step. Yeah, I would love to meet them.
That'd be great. Maybe sometime over the summer next year
Oh,
after
yeah,
school.
after, I would love to. Oh, now that I think about it, you already met my dads, and that wasn't the biggest
Yeah,
impression.
I think we probably said a couple words to each other, but other than that, we didn't quite connect.
Well, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Ivan is going to visit my dad, and I hope he doesn't ever come back. So you only have to worry about my mom.
How's your Uncle Eduardo doing, by the way?
Oh, he's been great. We've been sending owls to each other. His work's doing very fine, and I've told him all about the games. I haven't seen him in a while. I really need to see him. I miss him.
She'll smile, and you guys will continue and have a drink, I guess.
All right, he's going to come to you, hopefully somewhere where not a lot of people around. So, when are we going to actually talk to him or talk to them about, the reason we came here today?
That's the thing, I'm not sure. It's kinda hard. Mingling is a very delicate game.
Yeah. Because I noticed some AMRS agents over there, and I don't know how safe it is for us to actually talk to them about us without us ending up obliviated.
That's my feel as well, especially now that the kids are here. I don't want them getting caught in the middle of anything.
We came here to negotiate. Now it may be too dangerous too.
I don't know. With what we have, no matter what they decide, it's ending.
Yeah, the demonstrations are happening as well. Who knows what's going to happen with that?
They're going to be too widespread for any ministry to take a hold of.
Yeah,
Very
let's
soon.
just hope things work out with the demonstrations and your people, and nothing bad happens.
I think right now the best we can do is stay here and mingle, and if things do go bad, let's do what we can to protect our muggle and the kids.
Don't worry, I have always had an eye on Michael, especially considering the past.
Oh, trust me, I've been having a closer eye on him too.
Yeah. Anyways, how are you feeling? You got pretty upset there earlier.
I mean, you know, when people start talking about vampire hunters as good guys, it tends to piss me off a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Look,
What did you think of, what did you think of the children? Albion was quite quiet.
he's a quiet one. I think he has a good head on his shoulders. I think they're young. Half of them, a good 3/4 of them can be a bit impulsive. I think Albion might be their calming influence.
Maybe.
I think they're kids. But they're not fully matured yet.
I admit, the young boy with the pretty eyes, I don't think they actually introduced who he was. He looked familiar, like I knew someone, knew him or knew a relative of his. He looked very familiar.
I think maybe, I don't know. That'd be hard to say.
He reminded me a little bit of Mason.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I think I want to go talk to that Albion boy, though. I want to hear what he has to say if he is a level-headed one.
Yeah, I think I want to hear what he has to say about all this.
Alright. Did you catch his last name? I didn't.
Mermont.
You're joking.
Why? What's wrong?
Miwa Mermont.
Oh no. Wait, do I know who that is? I don't think I know who that is.
She was a very well-known vampire hunter.
Oh.
Well known for killing many innocent vampires, by the way.
Oh. I see.
Well, I don't believe in the sons and the sins of the mother or anything, so I'll still talk to the boy.
Actually, I should probably reveal this conversation to make sure nothing gets out of hand. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Oh my god.
Fate! I hate fate!
While this is happening, Michael, could you roll me an observe spot, please? Michael, the muggle.
Yeah. 27.
Nah. Okay. Michael, you definitely... So those three guys in white, the ones that went over to the bar, very quickly, you're going to notice that ever since they were at the bar, they've been watching you. The three of them have been watching you this whole time. Just letting you know, for whatever reason, they keep looking in your direction, no matter where you are in the room.
I'm gonna just act a little bit more tipsy than I really am, and just keep going.
Okay. Albion, meanwhile, Nico is going to call out, "Hey, Al buddy!"
Hey Nico, I didn't realize you were here. I hadn't seen you.
He says, "Yeah, well, I came a little late. And, hey, what's up, Finn? He says, looking next to you. And Finn will give him a high five. Albion, good to see you, Aika says.
Oh, hey, Aika. How were the holidays for you guys?
Holidays were pretty good. It was myself, my mother, and we decided to spend the holidays over at her sister's house. It was quite pleasant. Lots of food. You know, the whole Christmas deal.
Roxy said that your mother makes amazing food.
My mother definitely makes amazing food. Absolutely. Maybe one of these days I'll bring some to you all.
Sounds great. Nico, how's Asa?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, Al. When my parents found out about what happened with Asa, they weren't happy at all. It was, she was... Let's just say that things at home are a bit rocky.
Did your parents know that it was me she cast the spell at?
Honestly, I don't know what they know. I tried to talk to Asa about it, and she seemed too ashamed to even talk to me about it. So I don't know that many details. They're talking to the school and seeing if anything could be done, but I think they're starting to look at arrangements of other places to send her. You know, to finish up her schooling, hopefully.
Did she like the gift?
Yeah, she loved it. I think she smiled for a moment when she looked at it, and then she kind of, I don't know, put it off to the side. I feel like if I could read what she was thinking, I feel like she felt a little bit of ashamed, like she wasn't deserving of it.
Well, I hope she's okay.
Look, man, it's not your fault, okay? I mean, I love my sister, I really do, but you know, she makes her own decisions, man, and she just has to accept the consequences of her choices, I guess.
Yeah, but anyways, we don't have to belabor it. I wanted to make sure she was okay.
I'll let her know that you were asking about her, though.
That'd be good. How did the summit go for the two of you? You got to get in front of a big crowd. How did that go?
It was fantastic. A wonderful experience. Toby, believe it or not, did most of the talking. Tritessa definitely weighed in quite a bit, and myself too. And Nico, well, Nico says, "Hey, I gave some of my comments too about, you know, very important political things." He was asking them about Quidditch. Oh yeah, Quidditch is a very important wizard pastime that must be preserved. And I just wanted to make sure that moving forward they knew how important it was in the youth of all wizards and witches all around.
Good for you, Nico.
I'm happy that the youth have you to defend your concerns about Quidditch. Thank you, Albion, he says, looking at Albion.
It's good to be passionate about something.
Yeah, of course. Oh, well, I wasn't making fun of you or anything, Ayuka says. It's going to be at this point that you will hear your name called out, Albion. And when you turn around, you will see Augustus Mermont in very fine-looking dress robes. I've been looking all over for you. He'll nod to the other two. Ah, the Taurus and the Capricorn champions. What's up, Mr. M? Hello, Nico, Augustus says. Albion, how are things? Have you had a chance to speak to some of the dignitaries here and in this party?
Well, I've spoken to a few people, yes.
At the very
Okay.
least, you should at least say hello to Mr. Shacklebot, if anything, just to thank him for inviting you all here.
Of course, I haven't seen him yet, but if our paths cross, I will surely thank him for this opportunity.
He's right over there, actually, Aika says, and he's just going to point at Mr. Shacklebot as well as the president, who seems to be just talking to a few other Ministry of Magic people. Oh, that woman over there, and it looks like you recognize the woman as Minerva McGonagall.
Maggie Smith is in the house.
Maggie Smith is here. I can't do her accent, so don't ask me. Don't ask me to do her accent if any of you decide to talk to her.
Oh, well, thank you, Aika, for pointing them out. He'll look at his dad. I will make it a point to say hello.
It'll be at this point also that I think Celeste will approach you, because I still think Celeste was going towards Albion. And you, Celeste, you will see Mr. Mermont. Yes, Jojo.
Felix was with Celeste.
Sure, you can be with Celeste. Yes, that's fine.
I'm gonna just kind of step up. Good evening.
Good evening, Augustus says. May I help you?
I was actually hoping to talk to the this young champion here, and I motioned to Albion. No, you were part of the champion, games.
Well, yes, this is my son. I can't say that I've had the pleasure of meeting you. Augustus Mermont, he says. I work for the Department of International Magical Corporation.
Celeste Milevsky, pleasure to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Well, Albion, I will continue with chatting with some of the other dignitaries around here, so I'll see you possibly just before midnight.
Of course.
And he will leave, leaving you with Celeste, Felix, Aika, and Finn, and Nico. Thank
Nico.
you. All of you are there.
I'm gonna watch Mr. Mermont leave and but he's as stuck up as a Scotch broom handle.
Al will kind of snicker, but he's like half takes offense to it a little bit, but he kind of laughs as well, trying to maintain a straight face.
You have more friends with you. Please introduce me.
Yes. This is Nico and Aika. They are both students who are part of the Zodiac Games as well. This is Ms. Milevsky. Did I say that right?
Milevsky, yes.
Milevsky.
Pleasure, Miss Milevsky, Aika says as he holds out his hand.
I'll shake his hand.
Hi, my name's Nico, and he holds out his hand to shake.
She'll shake his as well. And the young man from before, I don't think I caught your name.
My name is Finn.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I was hoping to get a chance to talk to Mr. Albion for a moment, if that's alright.
Albion, Finn's gonna look at you just to make sure that it's okay.
Yeah, I look at him too, and I just kind of nod and I will follow if Celeste leads the way, but I will stop at a certain point, as if I'm not going to go any further than this, but at least out of earshot if she wants some privacy.
Yeah, just a little bit of privacy. I'm not gonna take you to where they can't see you.
Yeah, and I didn't think so, but if they were to keep walking further, he would eventually stop.
Felix is probably going to stay with the others.
Okay.
So, Ms.
So we'll follow
Milevsky?
Celeste and we'll follow Celeste and Albion. Go ahead.
Please, you can just call me Celeste. It's alright.
Celeste, I assume you're going to ask for my hoop?
No, not at all. Whether you want to keep it or not is entirely up to you.
I see.
I wanted to talk to you. You were very quiet before, and you seem like quite a level-headed young man.
He'll smile at that. It's easy to be quiet when when you've got friends like I do, they like to talk and argue a lot, and he'll laugh. But
I know the feeling.
yes, level-headed, I try to be.
And I'm sure you know one of the big discussions happening around here is about the statue of secrecy, yes?
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about that, and I've tried listening and understanding both sides of it, and to be honest, I'm still not sure where I stand on it, but I think both sides make some valid arguments.
What are your biggest concerns, out of curiosity?
Well, I know that it exists with the hopes of keeping both muggles and wizards safe, and I think that purpose is a good purpose, but I think where it gets a little complicated is that in trying to keep them safe, I feel like sometimes people are hurt or mistreated. I mean, the Obliviate spell it's a dangerous spell, as I now know firsthand.
First hand? I don't mean to pry, but I'm curious.
I had a friend, have a friend, who, as far as I know, tried using it on me, and I don't think anything too bad happened, but I know it can be dangerous, and once the reality of that sunk in, it was a little scary thinking that the memories I have may not be entirely true or maybe missing.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
So yeah, while I think the statute has good reasoning, I think there maybe are better ways that it could be enforced if that's the case.
Do you believe there's any merit in seeing it dissolved?
I'm not sure. Humans I think muggles and wizards have a lot they could learn from one another, so I feel like there could be pros, but it's a balancing game. I think there are pros and cons to both, and I guess where I'm stuck is I still don't know which side has more pros, or merits, as you put it.
I see. Well, changing the topic a little bit, I have to ask, are you related at all to Miwa, Marmont?
His face will actually perk up a little bit. Miwa was my mother. You knew her?
Not personally, I just knew her by reputation. And her face
Yes.
actually looks very, sad.
Okay. She was an Auror, he says, kind of inquisitive at your face.
She did a bit more than just being an aura, though.
Are you referring to her vampire hunting?
Mm-hmm.
And just as a side note, I think Al picked up on a little bit of Celeste's cues earlier, so I think he had that in the back of his head, and so this is just kind of confirming his suspicions. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I'm not sorry that... I don't know, he says. I only recently found out she was a vampire hunter.
What do you know about that particular group within the ministry? Do you know much about them at all? What they do? Who they hurt?
I mean, only what I've assumed is that they hunt and go after the vampires that are a danger to others. Just like ours go after the wizards and witches who are a danger to others.
Again, I never met your mother personally, but I can tell you she had a bit of a reputation amongst the vampire community.
A reputation?
I I'm sure your mother was a wonderful woman and that you loved her. I can tell that just by the way you talk about her. Maybe she was unaware of it, but she was known to have taken the lives of many innocent vampires.
So just to give a little bit of background information, out of character, in the wizarding world, the majority find vampires, all vampires, to be evil monsters. Yes, vampires recently, especially like in pop culture, have become less like we've had sympathized characters of vampires, but that's not the way it is in general in the wizarding world. So there's a lot of people who are prejudiced against giants or prejudiced against werewolves. So it's pretty much the same thing. So most vampire hunters just see all vampires as evil. And even if they're not completely 100% evil, they are still a risk to having them around because they can still infect other people. Because it's better safe than sorry, I guess, is what I have to say. So it is not unusual for vampire hunters to hunt all vampires indiscriminately. And you probably can see your mom doing the exact same thing.
Gotcha. So I think Al's head will fall. Look, I can't speak for my mom, but I do think she was a good person, and if she killed innocent people, I'm sorry, especially if they were people that were your friends or your family. But I don't know.
I didn't tell you this to make you feel bad, and I don't blame you for anything your mother did. But I think knowing the whole story is important. You have the right to know.
And I appreciate that. And please don't take offense to this, but I mean, can we deny the fact that many vampires are dangerous and
Some are, but at the same time, a lot don't do anything. They just want to live their lives peacefully. I mean, they don't even have to drink human blood anymore. There's a potion for that. Most of them can't learn to make it because they can't go to school or can't afford it because they can't find a job. Same with werewolves and their wolfsbane potion. Your father is a part of the ministry?
Yes, he's an ambassador of sorts between the Japanese and British Ministry of Magic departments.
Does he ever listen to you and your opinions?
Until recently, we hadn't talked much, to be honest. I think he and I were never really very similar. But I don't know. I've learned a lot in the past few months about just the world in general, and as much as I would have wanted to kind of stay in my own little world, I realized that each one of us has a big impact, and sometimes the being naive and blissfully ignorant isn't always best.
I'm glad I told you. You seem like a very sweet boy, and I'm glad I got the chance to talk to you. I think you'll do great things in the world.
Thank you, and I appreciate you giving me your perspective. That's something I've been trying to gather a lot of lately, is everyone else's perspective to try to make the right decisions as I move forward.
And just don't be afraid to give your own. You're very quiet, but your voice matters just as much as everyone else's.
Thank you, Celeste.
Well, I'll let you get back to your friends. Just try not to let your dad get you too stuck up, alright? Still be a kid.
I'll try not to. And hey, I have one more question before you go.
Yes.
these hoops, now that it's kind of out there for everyone that was in that conversation, you don't fault me for wanting to keep mine?
No, I want to keep mine as well. I believe very strongly that the world is based off of the choices of individuals. I think it's safer to keep them in the hands of adults who are most experienced in magic and protecting themselves. At the same time, I can't deny who's gonna go looking for a kid. And
I am 18, you know.
trust me, you're a kid until you're at least 30.
Well, if I were to give the hoop to someone, who do you recommend I give it to?
What does yours do, out of curiosity?
I have the hoop that allows me to project myself through space and time as a not my body, but just a vision of me, a version of me. I think they said it was astral projection.
Well, I know Vienna would want it, but he's insatiably curious. Felix is almost as young as you are and a bit naive. I would honestly, he would hate it, but I would actually say give it to Michael. He's a muggle. He doesn't have a wand. Who would look for a magical item in the hands of a muggle?
If you glance over at Michael, you're going to see him stumbling a little bit because apparently Michael's a little drunk, or at least appears to be a little tipsy.
Yes, Michael.
If I can catch his eye, I'm gonna try and wave him over here. Come on, you're making a fool of yourself.
When she suggests Michael, Al kind of thinks about it, and interesting. Well, I appreciate your opinion, and I'm glad you came to talk to me.
Of course. And feel free if you ever wanted to ask me about anything. I'm an open book.
Same.
Right. You enjoy the rest of your party, monsieur. I need to go wrangle my husband.
You do the same, and I would go back to the group.
You'll go back to the group. Finn, who has been sort of not listening but watching your conversation, he faces you and takes both of his hands and puts them on your shoulder, and he looks you right in the eye and he says, "You okay?"
Yeah,
You look a little upset.
Well, yeah. No, it's nothing. Nothing too concerning. I just am trying to still figure all this out. But I do think, and he'll look back at the way Celeste is leaving, and I think Felix was around. He'll look at them and say, "I do think we can trust them, but I still have a lot of questions. Hopefully, time will."
Do you still have it?
The hoop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. It's not
Okay.
here though.
It is now 20 minutes before midnight.
He wants to go find Roxana.
Okay. Roxana, we'll say that Roxana by this point is with Aika. Yes, no?
Sure.
And Aika says, pretty soon the countdown will be here, and you know what happens at midnight, he says, holding onto your hand.
Sorry, what did you say?
Midnight, my piglet. What happens at midnight?
All right. Sorry, preoccupied.
What's wrong? You seem to not be yourself.
And she kind of looks at him for a long while, and she says, "It's over. By the way, I can tell you everything if you want."
All right. I'm all ears.
She'll explain everything, everything.
Okay.
Mermon, the hoops, how her
Okay.
dad asked Alec to give it to Fenrir Greyback, and what those people
Gotcha.
involved.
You weren't kidding when you said that this was all very complicated. That's quite a burden to bear. I'm sorry, Roxana, that you had to hold this secret for so long.
It's okay. I know I did the right thing. And now I gave my hoop back. It's over. But Han and Albion still have one.
And you're worried that they may get hurt because of it.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to talk to them?
No. No, it's okay. Juan will probably freak out because I told you. It's okay.
What else can I do? Is there anything else I can do to make it better for you, Roxana?
It's not really why I'm upset. You're probably, because you said it pretty loud, you're probably gonna hear some things about me from the others. And what you hear, it is true. I'll just tell you. Some things went down at the Christmas party, and I got into a bit of an altercation with Juan's stepdad. I don't think he ever sent you the letter, but I was taken into police custody for a little bit and questioned.
The Orrs took you into custody?
Yeah.
Roxana, what did you do?
I threatened to kill him.
That's pretty serious. I'm not going to lie.
I told him I didn't mean it, but I need to tell you now I did. I did mean it.
I see. How do you feel about it now?
I don't know. Sometimes in my head I go back and imagine what it would have been like if I had actually gone through with it.
But you didn't, and that's the important thing. At the last moment, you didn't.
Afterwards, I told Juan what I was thinking because, Aika, I'm gonna be honest with you. These are the exact words I used. It was on the tip of my tongue. That spell. I could do it if I really wanted to. I think I could cast it if I really wanted to.
At that point, Aika's face turns very serious. Did you learn what I thought you think you're saying that you learned?
She looks at him. She's like, in the jungle. I think I told you this. We found a dragon that had been killed by a killing curse, and something that big and mighty could be killed. Any one of my friends could be killed. I wanted to study it to see if maybe there's a way I could prevent it. And I know the random motion. I know the words. I know how to do it.
I don't fault you for learning it. The allure of learning something that you could possibly use to protect not only yourself but other people, I understand that. And the ministry has been going back and forth. The whole legal system is going back and forth on whether or not an unforgivable curse is actually unforgivable if it's used in self-defense. You know that. But there's still a lot of debate about it. So I'm just saying, just be careful.
I will. I just wanted you to hear it from my lips before somebody approached you and told you. Just know that, in my eyes anyway, I did it all for the right reasons.
I believe that. There was never a doubt in my mind about that. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for telling me, Roxana. I know that must have been very hard for you to reveal, but I really appreciate you opening up, and for what it's worth, I don't judge you for it. Not at all.
I'm glad to hear that, and I'm an open book now, Aika. No more secrets, I promise.
He'll smile and he'll pull you in for a hug. You'll give him a hug, and that's when Michael the Muggle approaches.
Yay.
Oh, wow. Sorry. Should I come back at another time?
Oh,
maybe?
sorry. Sorry about that. Excuse me. And Roxana's ears actually, as a metamorphomagus, her ears go pointed, and she's like, "Oh, hold up. Okay, we're good." She looks at you. How can I help you, Michael?
Wow. I believe both of you were a part of those games, right? I saw a poster when I visited Ilvermorny and had your pictures on them.
Oh yeah, Ayik is actually part of the winning team, and I'm part of the losing team.
Oh, wow. So it's O?
The losing team who still is able to enjoy a fine night like this? Yes?
Yes. I would say it's not the worst. It's not the worst competition to lose. Made a few.
Of course.
Wow. Well, I was actually wondering if I could borrow Roxana for a moment. I know it's getting close. He's going to check his watch. I know it's getting close to that time. I won't keep her long. I just...
Yes, as long as you bring her back in the next 15 minutes, I will allow it, Ayika says.
Of course.
Not that I actually have a say in the matter, Ayika says.
Good man, good man. Glad you remember it.
Yeah. Well, I'll try my best. My wife would absolutely destroy me if I was late as well. And he says that with like a probably could kill me.
Yes. So Ayika will lean in to give Roxanne a kiss on the cheek before she lets you go.
She does her little awkward laugh as he does it. Anyway, hello. How can I help you?
Hey, so, I mean, I don't know much about these games, but it must have been a great honor.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It changed my life.
Ah,
Better, I'd say.
did your family must have been ecstatic?
I don't know. They didn't really talk to me about it.
Oh, so you're not in contact with them or something?
Let's just say it's a little bit of an awkward situation. Has your wife told you a lot about the visiting world?
Bits and pieces. It's a very slow process. Yeah, some good things, some not so good things.
Let's just say there's members of my family that err on the side of the not so good things. Beliefs I don't adhere to. But they're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing, so we don't really talk that much.
I see. So is Alec a part of those things?
Huh. So you know him.
I do.
How much
I
do
do.
you?
He'll switch to Russian and say he's told me quite a bit.
So you're fluent. She's talking back to you in Russian, by the way.
I've picked up a thing or two in my time as a Muggle. It's actually served me quite well, getting around, especially since no one really expects much from a Muggle. But yes, so you don't really associate yourself with them. Then.
Well, with Alec, I do associate myself with because Alec is a misguided soul.
I see.
But he's not a bad person.
I see. How old is he, by the way?
He's 19 years old.
So young. I mean, I remember when I was that age, I was mixed up in some weird things as well, but I mean, I don't think it's anything with that kind of gravity.
Well, out of all of us, Alec was closest with my dad. He loved him very much.
And your dad is who?
He's a Death Eater. One of the bad guys.
Oh, yes. Yes. She's told me about that. Is he out there still, or?
No, he's He's in prison.
Oh. Not. I don't really know how to react to that. If that's a. I mean.
No, it is a good thing. He's a
Okay. Yes, it is a good thing.
he's a terrible person. And yeah. As for Alec just got mixed up in all this because of loyalty.
I see. Well, he's still quite young, so.
I'd ask you to reserve judgment. He's not as smart as he seems. Merlin Blessin. What do you mean, Svel?
You mean Merlin, like King Arthur, the Sword and the Stone, kind of?
Yeah, like big beard Merlin.
He would be real.
Roxana's like, okay.
Yes, I apologize. I didn't mean to bring up anything too serious, but
No, I'm an open
glad
book
that
when it comes to this, sir. It's all right.
I'm just happy to hear that you and your siblings aren't mixed up too much into this. This prison.
Yeah.
Where is that?
I actually don't know, but it's somewhere in the ocean. It's like inescapable. Nobody can get out, except for the two people that they did. Actually, make that several, but that was a one-time incident. No one's getting out of there again.
I see. I can definitely tell that you're a good judge of character. And I wanted to also just check up on you. I know my wife talked to you after that whole incident, but
Oh, about
just-
that. I didn't kill anyone. It was a little bit of a misunderstanding. Personal issues that I took a bit another person who is an asshole.
I see. I was slightly concerned about that.
Oh, well, I just said, if you continue being an asshole, I'll kill you. But I didn't mean it, Should I roll a deception?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Roll a deception, please.
I also rolled a 14.
Okay. I think if you meet it, then you beat it. I think if you meet it, you beat it. So that means that you can tell that she's not quite telling 100% the truth. Not-
No, I didn't mean it.
Of course, that would be crazy. You're still so young, you have so much ahead of you.
You're a lot smarter than you let on. You know that, right?
I don't really think so.
No. I think I know people like you. And it's a good quality. It means people don't suspect you. And you'll need it because storm's coming.
You do have a good head on yourself. And, it's all part of the game.
How interesting.
Yes.
Well,
But it's good to know that you're not part of your father's dealings.
not voluntarily anyway. Just get directed to his shit a lot. But you don't have to worry about me being a Death Eater. What? If you do see my name in the papers in the future.
I didn't know you guys had papers, but okay. I'm sure I'll be sure to subscribe to them.
Subscribe. Okay. I gotta ask Levi about that one.
Yes. But thank you. You've actually cleared up so much.
I'm glad. Anything else I can do for you?
Not at all. Unless if you had questions for an estranged muggle who's been placed into a very weird building area. What is this place?
I actually don't know. But I think it's some kind of, I don't know, big building. I don't really pay attention to things. But, out of curiosity, actually. So are you just mixed up in this because of your wife? Or did you notice things before and you were like, wow, there's wizards and magic and pictures move?
To be honest, it was all very new to me. I have had, now that I know, I have had some encounters. Which is why I came and talked to you.
Oh.
Your name came up one time.
Oh.
Not your specific name, but the Shvet's name.
And may I ask where you heard it? If that's alright, if you feel comfortable telling me.
My father said it before he was dragged away and put into an insane asylum. Apparently, he saw people drop dead and then vanish. And no one believed him.
Oh.
I just wanted to make sure you weren't mixed up in all that. And you've confirmed that your brother wasn't mixed up in that. He's too young.
I'm very sorry, sir.
Oh, I've made my reservations with that quite some time ago. I'm just happy to see that you can break away from the mold, even in a wizarding world.
Well, there's no story quite like the Shvet story. We've had nothing to do with him. And that's the truth of it.
I can see that.
If you'll excuse me, I think it's nearly midnight.
Of course, I better find my wife. He says that with wide eyes like, oh shit, what time is it?
All I wanted to do was quickly talk to Levi about something.
Well, I actually wanted to talk to Levi as well.
Truly.
I wanted to talk to Levi as well.
So Levi, you are also with Chessa, and Chessa looks very excited. She says, it's almost the new year, Levi. Do you have a New Year's wish?
To hopefully graduate, that'd be pretty cool.
You're almost there.
I mean, who knows? I could flunk like the very end, and then boom, nothing.
Oh, don't think so negatively about it. Try to be a little optimistic. If anything, these games should hopefully have raised your confidence a little.
No, actually, and like hanging out with you a lot, I've actually been kind of picking up some of the stuff you've been studying, because some of our dates is just me watching you do homework.
I'm sorry.
No, it's actually helped. I think that's the only reason I passed midterms, if I'm being 100% honest. I got like a C, and it was because I was like, oh, there's this one question that I saw Chessa asking about like some sort of potion, and I knew the answer just from that.
Chance pops next to your shoulder and says, well, hello there, Levi.
How's it going, buddy? How you enjoying the party?
Oh, I'm having a wonderful time meeting all these people and talking to many of the... I actually got a chance to speak to the Italian Minister of Magic, quite a very cool person there. But now that the clock's about to strike midnight, and the New Year will be ringing out, I thought I would plant myself right here next to you in case you wanted like a bit of a good luck kiss at some point. He says, grinning at you.
You know what, Chance? I'll totally let you good luck kiss me, but I gotta kind of kiss Chessa first. It's kind of like the thing.
Oh no, Chessa says, you both are the OG. Oh no. It's okay. You can have first dibs if you want, Chance. I'm open to that.
Well, if she's cool with it, I'm cool with it, you're cool with it. Let's just all be cool with it.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, thank you, my dear. See, that's why I like you, Chessa. Don't let that one run away from you, he says, looking at Levi.
She's really fast though. Do you see how athletic she is? Like I thought I was quick. She's super quick.
Felix, you can go approach this group.
Ugh.
Oh, there! Hello there, Felix.
Hello.
Felix, I remember.
Hello, Chance. It's nice to see you. Levi, I don't believe we've met. Felix Underwood.
Yes,
Ah.
yes. Get in line. You'll be the third one to kiss him at midnight.
I've just become like the most popular guy. You can kiss me too. I don't mind kissing 37 years old. It's okay.
I'm 20 and no thank you.
Well, that just brought my confidence down. But nice to meet you, Felix. Levi Lionheart.
We've met. Levi, we've met. We've had a conversation earlier.
Oh, I thought you were introducing yourself to me. I'm sorry.
No, I was introducing myself to, I'm sorry, and he's looking towards Chessa, because that's the only person there who he hasn't met.
Chessa is my name. Nice to meet you, she says, holding out her hand.
Nice to meet you, Felix Underwood.
She will nod.
So, Levi, you're Rodney's Levi.
Yeah. Rodney's my boy.
I've heard a lot about you. I just never expected to meet you in these circumstances. I thought the Levi he was talking about was a muggle over in England.
Oh, yeah, funny thing, I kind of never told him I was a wizard because, like, we're not supposed to for some stupid reason.
Yeah. It's a secret. How long, so what was Rodney like back then?
Rodney was cool. He didn't remember anything, and like I could talk to him. He always talking about his magic, you know what I'm saying?
His what?
He looks at the two, his magic, like his drugs.
Oh, yeah, he's still up to that.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna quit. That's my boy's life. Once you
Yeah.
fall in that culture, you know what I'm saying? You're just stuck there.
Oh yeah. He's doing pretty well for himself. He's still up to his usual things, but he's doing really well lately. He's actually got a job at a cafe, and he's also been his musical aspirations are going really well. Like I actually saw one of his performances at the cafe when I was on a date there once. He was good.
That's cool. Like, yeah, you was on a date. Are you like so you guys have been roommates since like the beginning? Why did you guys have to move so abruptly? Might be the right word.
Oh, that is complicated and kind of has to do with things I see, if you know what I mean.
I see things all the time, yeah. So, I mean, I got some time if you want to tell me.
It's more like what I saw in my visions.
Okay, yeah, because you see, like, the funny thing was we were kind of following the whole Bartholomew thing, and, like, it was weird, like, he seemed to, he was in New Orleans, and all of a sudden he was in Washington.
Wait. Bartholomew was in New Orleans?
The reports said that.
When? This is the first I'm hearing about it. He was in New Orleans?
Yeah, and then he was like in DC, and then you guys went to DC like directly after.
What? Felix is looking very confused and concerned.
Now you know why I thought they switched brains, you know what I'm saying?
What? No. That's weird. Okay.
Bartholomew? As in Bartholomew Schvetz? Jess asks.
Yeah, like the whole thing with like rocks there. They were keeping track of like where they were going. And excuse you.
Yes, but Bartholomew Schvetz, he's in Azkaban now.
Yeah. Well, I thought that maybe Rodney was in Azkaban and Schvetz was like Rodney, but apparently that's not correct.
He was in New Orleans, and then he was in Washington, D.C. What?
Yeah, it kind of seems like you're starting to put some stuff together. If you mind sharing, that'd be very helpful.
I honestly don't know anything, but it does raise some concerns for me. Some deep, very deep concerns.
Michael? Michael Brightwood? What are you doing here?
Joey? Is that you?
Yeah, it's me. Kids, he says, I'd like you to meet Mr. Michael Brightwood. Hi, Michael. Hi, Michael, several of the kids say. Mr. Brightwood and I, we were childhood friends. We went to school together, didn't we, Michael?
Yeah, we did. I didn't realize you had this many kids. Oh
no, these aren't mine. These are actually some of my students. But Michael, of all places I thought I would run into, it would not be at the Ministry of Magic.
Honestly, Joey, I'm surprised I'm here as well.
Did you marry into the wizarding community, just like I did?
I did. She's right over there, and he'll kind of point over towards Celeste.
Michael, she is a looker. Good for you. How did you guys meet?
Well, it was a work thing. It's just we kind of like locked eyes, and after a while, I mustered up the courage to ask her out, and we got coffee, drinks, and lo and behold, before things got too crazy, she kind of told me the secret, and I guess she figured it was better to tell me before I locked in. But
of course, if you don't mind me asking, how did you take it?
Oh, it was I thought she was insane at first. Magic and flying cars, flying brooms, witches, wizards. There's unicorns. It was a big shock to the system. I'm sure if you're here, I don't know if you thought the same, but it was.
I've been married to my wizard husband for many years now, and I still feel like I'm learning something completely new every day. So,
right?
I understand 100% how overwhelmed you must feel, but this is what a happenstance this is. Perhaps it's fate that you and I met, Michael, because I apologize that I've sort of lost touch with you over the years. There was just, a part of my family that I unfortunately couldn't reveal to just anyone, and I wanted to. It's just one of the burdens that one must bear, I suppose, when you hold such a secret as this.
No, I completely understand. Honestly, when I first found out and when we got married, it was a big struggle to tell my family, or not to tell them. I didn't tell them anything, but to keep that from them. It was it really divided me personally into like whether I should tell them or not. And
so you did tell them?
No. I didn't want to get my wife into trouble or anything.
Yes, we're technically not supposed to tell extended family unless it's a need-to-know basis, which is, unfortunately has sort of distanced myself from some of our old friends.
Yeah, I can understand that. Is your father and mother, are they still okay?
Yes, they're doing great. They're doing wonderful. I'll make sure to mention to them that you said hi. They have been asking about you every once in a while, and it's just, again, I'm just so relieved now because I finally feel like you and I can share something like this in common. It's I don't get to meet very many others who are in the same position that I am in this sort of relationship,
Right. I still think it's crazy that you know, we get called names now. It's like we're no mages or muggles or whatever, and it's like we're just people, but they have titles for us, and it's a big learning.
Yes, it takes some getting used to. I got over it pretty quickly, but I 100% understand that that it might take some time for others. It's just par for the course, I suppose.
Right. Where are you living back in the States, or where are you?
Actually, after I got married, I moved to England, here in the London area. Actually, yes.
You weren't part of that trouble with the bridge incident, were you? I hope not.
Well, funny you mentioned that. But believe it or not, Michael, my family was on that bridge when it was destroyed.
Oh my.
And let me tell you, it's quite a story. Not a very pleasant one, but still quite a story.
I can only imagine. Oh my goodness. I remember reading about it in the news, like in the papers, and I just thought it was faulty engineering, but not 2-3 months ago I finally learned what really took place. And
see now you're in the know that there are things out there that are not 100% what they seem. And for better or for worse, the statute of secrecy is up to ensure that everyone is safe.
Of course.
As much as one can be during dark times like that.
Of course.
Fortunately, we were one of the lucky ones. My family was left unscathed, minus the loss of a car, but at least we lived to tell the tale, yes?
Agreed. I'm glad. So where's the lucky man, if you don't mind me?
He actually, unfortunately, wasn't able to make it to this event. He's been bogged down with a lot of work. The holidays, as you can probably imagine, is actually quite a busy time because people would like certain things to be expedited when we're talking about times where one should be with their family, if that makes sense.
Of course. So you just brought your students, or?
My students are here. I actually teach I guess you could call it a wizarding school, specifically for young witches and wizards who are unable to cast magic. I'm not sure if you know what those are. I'm not sure if you knew that what those people are referred to as.
I can't say that I am. It's all still relatively new. I've only been in the know for a couple months.
The term, because as we know, wizards and witches love their labels.
Of course.
The term is called squib. Squib is someone who is born into a wizarding family, but for whatever reason is unable to cast magic. The unfortunate thing is that they typically are not good candidates to go to some of the more traditional wizarding schools. So I thought it would be a good idea to try to teach them some of the subjects that doesn't require learning spells.
I see. That is very noble of you, Joey.
I mean, I don't know. I've always loved teaching, and I had a lot of fun homeschooling my son, and I just felt that there was this hole or need that needed to be filled. I just thought that wasn't sure if it was a silly idea in the first place. I mean, I'm technically a no-mage or muggle myself, but so far we just finished our first semester and they seem to be enjoying it. Now by this time the kids have all started eating, so they're not really paying attention to this conversation. So that one over there, Thaddeus especially, he was student number 1. Thaddeus, and this kid comes up to you with glasses, and he looks up and says, "That's right, Professor. It's Mr. Brightwood." Are you a minister?
Oh, no. I'm just a friend of Joey's. An old acquaintance. An old friend.
He'll nod and says, "So you went to school with each other, did you?
That's right.
Did you go to wizard school?"
No, not quite. Not quite.
"Oh, are you a squib as well?"
No, I believe I'm just a muggle who's found himself in unique circumstances.
"Oh, that's all right. I have a lot of muggle friends."
Well, that's good. It's good to diversify yourself.
"Diversify?"
Yes, get to know people from different walks of life.
"I've been meeting lots of people here at the party."
That's good.
Joe will pat Thaddeus and says, "Thaddeus, I think your friends are calling you over there." "All right. Well, have fun at the party, Mr. Brightwood."
Thanks, you too, Thaddeus.
He will smile and walk off.
So, are one of these your kids, or...?
No, none of those are, but Levi is he's right over there next to the his girlfriend, the Asian one. That sounded terrible and awful. Sorry.
Oh, Levi.
Here I am complaining about the wizards and witches using labels. Wait, you know Levi?
Yeah. You know, I walked in with my wife and a couple of our friends, and he came up to us. He's a very rambunctious young man. And as soon as he found out that I knew Star Wars, it was just kind of over.
Rambunctious. Well, I'm afraid that's because of me, not because of his other father. But you know, he has his heart's in the right place.
He seems like a very nice young man.
Why? Thank you, Michael. You know, Michael, do you think maybe one of these days we could possibly have a double date? I'd love to meet your spouse. Maybe you'd get to meet Hunter.
I think that would be wonderful. As long as it doesn't end up like that time in Halloween where we just kind of woke up in an alleyway and...
Yes, that Halloween. I remember that day. Actually, I don't think I do. That was a weird day. Yes.
Yeah. It was a weird day, which is why I'm hoping that it will never come back to that.
No, I agree. Well, Michael, can I offer you a drink?
Of course. Did you know that, like, people can just refill drinks here?
That is a great party trick.
This young lad, Albion, just, walked up to my empty glass, waved his hand, and it refilled with the most delicious wine.
He'll pat your shoulder and says, "Michael, my old friend, we have a lot of catching up to do."
We sure do. It's been some time, and it's hard to believe that you're standing in front of me, and here of all places. I'm sure you're just as surprised as I am, but from what I heard, marriage in America between wizards or witches and muggles is quite new. I'm not sure what it's like in the UK, but
yes, I did hear that, and I'm hoping that things are not as bad for you. I heard that it depends on what part of the country you live.
Yeah, so far things have been okay. Though I did talk to a few people of the Ministry of Magic, and they were respectful, but you could kind of tell that they were a little bit off-put by me being here.
From the British Ministry of Magic, or from the American Congress?
The American Congress minister was definitely there, and there were a few others, but I'm not entirely sure still. There were so many titles just thrown at me that it was quite overwhelming.
Well, Michael, we are far more progressive about that kind of things here in England, in Great Britain, which is a big reason why my husband and I decided to settle here. Maybe you and your wife should consider that. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. No, maybe that would be a good idea. Though I'm not sure what it's like for, a muggle to just change countries like that.
Of course, there's a lot of things that might be keeping you there. Maybe career-wise, what do you do for a living now, Michael?
Oh, I was in IT, but I'm a translator. When I went to college, I found out that I had a knack for languages.
Oh, I think I knew that. Yes, I think I remember taking a lot of language classes.
Yeah. I mean, when I took Spanish in high school, it came naturally to me, but I didn't fully realize it until I was in Georgetown, and I took French and then Russian and Japanese, Portuguese. Yeah.
I hope you've taken advantage of that and done a lot of traveling around the world then.
With the job that I have, there has been quite a bit of travel. I've seen simply amazing things that I thought I would never get to see.
Well, the night's still young. What say you and I have another drink? And you can tell me all about your adventures.
That sounds wonderful. And you can tell me more about this school.
He will smile and just wrap his arm around your shoulder again. And it feels like, you're teenagers again. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, I would imagine that Michael kind of like, as that whole conversation and then as he wraps his arm around me, it would kind of like, delude what's around him, like all the magic, and kind of go back to, Pennsylvania when he studied over here and like we were just kids again.
Yeah.
And
you feel more relaxed.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of normalcy in this sphere. There's a sphere of normalcy now that you found somebody that you personally know.
Yeah.
From the Muggle world. Yes.